architecture of AWS. We have service catalog and the framework, availability zone, regions. These all we try to understand, edge location, and how to choose those regions and what are the different criterias we have towards that we try to understand. So let me continue in the same document.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are the different domains of AWS? Let's understand. Domains of AWS. So there are various categories we have, like first one we say compute. Okay. So under compute, there are many services. As I said, AWS has more than 170 plus services. Okay. And
Yeah.
every quarter or every 2 quarters, they keep on updating those services with new services or with existing services adding new features. So either way, they keep on adding that. So having said that, we try to understand under compute what are the services we have. We have EC2. EC2 is nothing but Elastic Compute Cloud.
Elastic Compute Cloud.
Next, after this, we have like a Lambda. Okay, just need to know the names. That's all. Nothing to do here. Elastic, Beanstalk. Next, we have auto scaling. There are many. I'm giving only some of them just for our understanding and reference. Okay. Next, under storage category, we have few of them like S3, Glacier or Glacier. It depends the way we pronounce. Storage gateway, likewise. Next, we have other category called database. Under database, we have like RDS, and we have DynamoDB, Redshift, Elastic Cache. Okay. Next, we take other category called migration. Under this, we have import or export, Snowball. Okay. Next, we have networking category. Under networking, we have VPC, direct connect. We have Route 53, CloudFront, ELB. These are some of them under networking category. And management tools. Under this category, we have Services like CloudWatch. Okay. Next, we have Cloud Formation. Okay. Next category is security and compliance. Under security and compliance, we can give as IAM, KMS, application integration. We have tools like SNS. We have SQS. Okay. So these are some of the categories, right? Just be aware. That's all. Okay.
Yeah.
There are many, but we cannot talk all of them, right? Just I'm trying to list out some of them just
Yeah.
for information. Okay. So these are the various, these all comes under architecture. Service catalog, this already we saw the diagram, right? Yesterday, the catalog diagram, and
Yeah.
they follow the services across the globe, which I showed you, different regions. In each region have their multiple availability zones. And what is the reason using availability zone? What is the purpose of that is, if one of the availability zone is down because of any natural calamities that happens in that location, in other location the services will be up and running. That is the main purpose of having the availability zone. Okay, that is the reason we have availability zone, we have regions. Under regions we have availability zones. Then that comes under your global infrastructure, and we have the edge location. Edge location, it will decide the customer, right? As I showed the diagram yesterday, if any
Yeah.
person is calling or trying to connect to the servers from Singapore or some other location to India server where the particular application is located for a given company, XYZ or some company name, then it will be directed to edge location of the particular nearest region. Then from that from that edge location, it will be directed to the respective region, and in that the availability zone where the application is hosted. That's how it will be directed. So that's where the edge location is. Next, we also try to understand how to choose a region, right? Yesterday we had a discussion. It depends on various factors like
Yeah.
pricing and the user or customer location, latency, security and compliance, okay, service availability. All these are very very important and critical factors in deciding to choose a region. Okay, out of many regions we can choose the region basing on these factors. Okay, especially these will be used by the architects. Okay, so for them it is very important to understand all these factors, talking to the their management also with the customer, and finding out what is the viable way they can go about that. And in turn they also interact with the AWS teams as well. Okay, that's where we try to understand under choosing a region. Next, we try to understand the various categorizations present under AWS domains. So we have various categories like compute, storage, database, migration, networking, management tools, security and compliance, application integration, right? In each one of them, we have the respective services, right, under each category. This is what we try to understand. Okay, and keeping aside, just I will list out some of the services. Okay, let me add it here. Or I can say core services of AWS. Okay, this is also our part of our agenda because we are continuing from the yesterday's document, right? So I'm trying to add it in the same document
Yeah.
for easy reference. Okay. Okay. Now let's understand what are the core services of AWS. Okay. I'm seeing the numbering, whether it was properly given. Okay. Okay. In the core services of AWS, as I said, there are more than 170 plus services. Okay. I will list, what are the core services. At least we should know the names. Okay. We have EC2. Okay. Next, we have VPC. Next, we have S3. We have RDS. EC2 is the short form for Elastic Compute Cloud. Okay. I'll put it like other side of it.
Yeah.
So that's short form EC2. Okay. Why they are giving two means there are two alphabet C in this, two words. Compute is having one C, cloud is having another C. C two, two C are there. So that's the reason they are giving EC2. You got it right? Okay. Next, virtual private cloud. That's called VPC. Next, storage support services. Sorry, it is simple storage service. Okay, simple storage service. You understood, right? Why they gave S3? There are three
Yeah.
S
Yeah.
in this. So
Yeah. I understand that. Yeah.
it was okay. Next, relational database service, RDS. Okay. So these are the core services of AWS. Without these services, there is no AWS, any application will be hosted in the cloud most of the time. In some of the cases, they may not use these some of these services, but majority of the configurations or migrations of cloud, they have these services for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So as part of our curriculum, okay, let's try to understand what is EC2, okay, and what it contains. Okay, that also we try to understand, and we'll see what are the various I can say uh, items, or I can say the terminology terms that we use, okay, in our understanding of EC2. That's important. That also we try to understand. So those terminology should be used all the time. Okay. So that's the reason just I would like to have 1 second. Okay. sorry, my office people, they are calling me. So the reason I couldn't.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. So now let's see the, what about, uh, let's talk about EC2. Elastic Compute Cloud. Okay. So let's try to understand some of the, common, features or important features of EC2. So then we can go to the next topic. So Elastic Compute Cloud, what it gives, it provides a scalable computing capacity. Okay, it provides a scalable computing capacity in the cloud. Okay, especially AWS. Okay, so this is one point I am giving terms of, points so that it is easy to understand. Okay, now it eliminates, okay, it eliminates the need to invest, okay, or in hardware, okay, so that uh, we can develop and deploy the applications faster and quick. Okay, faster is enough. Okay, as I said, right, the initial sessions I said, so we need to, in the before after cloud computing I told, right, we have to no need
Yeah,
to
yeah,
purchase the hardware, no need to purchase the softwares, and we no need to hire a team or technical team where we need to manage the servers, no need of space. All those points we discussed, right, why we require cloud computing. In that we discussed 3 points. First is we
yeah,
need to purchase a server, and we need to allocate a space, and we need to hire a team to manage those servers, correct, before cloud computing. So to avoid all this, we are going for a cloud, right? It's almost the same. The cloud, we are saving most of the time, the cost more than 60% of that. So that's the reason even startup companies, they are going for a cloud, right? So here we are no need to invest on the hardware, or no need to, it eliminates the need to spend or uh, spend the money in procuring the hardware. Okay. Okay. So this is where EC2 is for. Next, understand what are the features of that. What are the features? Let me put it here itself. It's under EC2 only, we are talking about the features. Okay. Instances. What is an instance? It is a virtual computing environment. It's nothing but an instance. EC2 has many names. People call with
Yeah.
different names. They call EC2 or EC2 server or simply instance or EC2 instance or EC2 instance server. Any names we can call, but all mean the same. Nothing but EC2. Okay. They also call as instance. What is instance? It's a virtual computing environment. We already saw in our previous sessions how to create a EC2 in the cloud,
Yeah.
AWS cloud. Anyway, in the coming sessions, we are going to see, on Linux operating system and Windows operating system, and we configure the web servers in that. Okay. For 2 classes, I believe we can go through that. Okay. Now, this is about the instance. Let me put it under instance. It's a virtual computing environment. Next one is AMI. What is AMI? AMI is Amazon Machine Image. What it is? We can say it is a pre-configured templates, okay, for the instances. Okay, so which will have operating system and any other software, preferably I can say operating system. That's where I put it in simple terms. I want to make it very simple, so I'm not giving much. No, I'm giving in points so that you can follow that. Next, we have instance types. What are the instance types we have? We have configurations for CPU, okay, memory, storage, and networking capacity for the instance. Okay, this is where instance types are. Okay, next we have key pairs. It's very important. While creating a EC2 instance, okay, or a server, in the last we try to create a key pair, or we choose the existing key pair in the demo or in that sessions I showed you. Anyway, we are going to say again as I told. So the key pair, if I say that it is like your password, okay, how can we connect to any website? You use your login credentials, right? You give your
Yeah.
username and we give the password. Without the password, it will not allow you to log in, right? It will throw us out. So to log into the particular website or any of the application which was been configured in a secured way, they have to prove their credentials, correct? They have to give their username and password, then only it will allow. So how password is important to log into the particular application? Okay, similarly here in the cloud AWS, they call as key pair. Key pair you can compare with your password, as simple as such. Okay, so I can say it is a secure login information, okay, for the instance. Okay, so this is one of the like your password file. and uh, we store this what is called private key in a secured place. Correct? Why
Yeah.
we have to save this? Because once you create a server with a key pair, you have to download that. So it will be stored in your computer or a laptop, whatever desktop, whatever system it is. So whenever you are trying to connect to the same server which is in cloud remotely, we should always give this key pair. Without that, it will not allow you to log in. So that server will recognize you only with this key pair. So there is a tag for these two, right? There is some connection between these two. So that account or that user who created the instance is been tied up with this key pair or password file, which in AWS terms we call it as key pair. We have to use this terminology. So in a
Okay.
layman language, if you want to understand, it's like our password. So always when you're trying to connect to that remote server or machine, we should always give this key pair for sure. Otherwise, it will not you to log in. If you're trying to log in from some other computer to the remote server, then what we have to do? We have to copy this key pair to that server and we have to give that key pair while logging into the instance. Okay. Otherwise, it will not allow. So that is very important. So that's the reason it is a private key, okay, which we store it in a secure place. Okay. Next, we have instance store volumes. What is this? Storage volumes, okay, for temporary data, okay, temporary data that's that was deleted when we stop or terminate the instance. Okay, what it is? Whenever we are creating a EC2 instance, okay, it will allocate a storage space which call storage volume or store volume for the respective server or instance. So whatever activity we perform, so that will be stored in this volume. And whenever we try to stop the instance, when we don't work, we try to stop. As I told right in the previous session, it is always a good practice to stop
Stop.
the machine or instance or a server when we are not using. Even in real time, if the application is not being used, if you know that, then try to off the machine. Otherwise, we need to pay the cost for that. We need to pay the fee for the cloud provider. So as part of cost optimization strategy, we should always make sure that we should stop the server when we are not using, or you think that this is not required forever, then you can terminate that, but don't keep it open. That is where most of the companies, they are paying huge you know uh, money for the providers. Try to avoid that. So that's the reason in the companies there are senior people who look into these optimization strategies towards the cloud optimization. Okay. So this is
Okay.
comes under instance store volume. These are all the features. Okay. Need to understand at least at a high level. Next, EBS volumes. What is EBS volume? Persistent storage volume. Persistent storage volume for the data. Okay. Using this EBS, that's what I can put it. So using EBS, what is EBS? Elastic, okay, block store. Elastic block store. It's a storage volume. Okay, that is temporary instant store volume. This is permanent EBS. Next, avail. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, let me save this. Okay. Next we have availability zone or availability zones, whatever it might be. This already we understood, right?
Yeah.
What is availability zone? So we put it very simple.
Yes.
Multiple physical locations. Okay. Multiple physical locations for the instances. Okay. And EBS volumes. Okay. So it should be regions and availability zones. So there are multiple physical locations. In each region, there are multiple availability zones, correct? That's
Yeah.
where we give for the instances as well as for the EBS volumes. Next, we have security groups. What is a security group? It is simply, I can say, a firewall. Okay. Which, okay, which enables or helps or which helps to specify, okay, the protocols, ports, and we can say IP ranges, okay, which can reach the instance, correct? That is where security group, nothing but a firewall, the simple firewall. Next, we have elastic IP address. What is this? Elastic IP address. So it is a static, okay, IPv4. There is IPv4, IPv6. It's a different categorization in the networking. Okay. So just try to understand, right? Static IPv4 addresses for dynamic cloud computing. Okay. So we have tags. What is tag? So it is a metadata uh, which can create, okay, which can create and assign to EC2 resources. Okay. So anyway, I will show you this when we are trying to work on EC2,
Yeah.
creation. So this is all theory, right? So try to understand. Okay. It is a little bit dry, I know, but we have to live with this, right? So first one need to know the basics of it. So these are tags. We don't use all that, but just for information, just I want to share these kind of inputs. I will show you these, when you are again creating an EC2 instance. So at that time you can, you can understand, you can correlate easily. Okay. Next, we have VPCs. This VPC, what is VPC? This already we gave here, right? Virtual private cloud. This is also one of the feature. So we can say it's a virtual network or networks, whatever it might be. I'm talking in a in a simple English. Virtual network which we create. Okay, virtual network uh, which we create that are logically isolated or kept it separately. Okay, that are logically isolated from the AWS cloud, from the rest of AWS cloud. Okay, so this is about VPC. Okay, so this is about the features of AWS. And what more we can learn about this? Let me put it some other options like I want to show you. Just a minute. Let me connect my digital notepad.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm back. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, Let me connect. Okay. I'm seeing the point where we can connect. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Okay. I changed the my plug-in port, so sometimes you may have.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Let me draw a simple, you know, to understand. Oh, it is taking some time to connect to that. Please.
Yeah, no worries.
It is somewhat slow today. I don't know why. Mm. Okay. Okay. You can able to see the screen, right?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Okay. So let me draw, EC2 in comparing with our normal computer or server. What are the components it has? Okay. Mm, I want to put it very simple and easy to understand. Okay. Let me put it this way. Mm, where should I put it? Mm, you can able to see this, right?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Okay. There is some fluctuation in that networking. Okay. Let me put it. We have EC2. Okay. So, okay. Before that, let me put a normal computer. Okay. Normal computer. We have, right? This is our normal computer.
Yeah.
And I would like to put it in a, in a diagrammatic format. We have operating system. Okay. And we have CPU. We have hard disk. We have RAM, right? We have
Yeah.
network card or IP address. And we have firewall. Okay. So how we can compare the same with our EC2? We have AMI, Amazon Machine Image. Just now we talked about that, right? We discussed about that. Next we have instance. Sometimes the digital pen troubles a lot. Instance type. We have EBS, Elastic Block Store. We have RAM. We have IP address. We have security group. Okay. So how we can compare these two? Okay. OS is equal to AMI. I'm sorry. OS is equal to AMI. Okay. And CPU is equal to instance type. Okay. And hard disk is equal to EBS. Anyway, RAM is equal to RAM. You're following? Next.
Yeah.
Network card or whatever name put it is equal to the IP address. Okay. Next, firewall. Uh, is equal to security group. Okay.
Okay.
Security group. Beyond this line, it will get discarded. So that's the
Okay.
reason I'm trying to see these two lines, right? So that's very important. Okay. So OS is equal to AMI. This is one set, and CPU is equal to the instance type. Gone. Okay. Let
No,
me.
no worries. I can understand.
Okay. Most of the time we try to draw, but it's a digital notepad and pen, right? There is no accuracy. We take utmost care in drawing. If it is in a blackboard or whiteboard in a classroom, we can easily draw. RAM is equal to, I'm keeping a categorization, you know, for us to easily understand.
Yeah.
Okay. If I don't keep it in a box, it will be, you know, confusing. Okay. Now it is easy, correct? There is a separation for this. So how we can compare our normal computer and the respective components present in a computer with our EC2. Okay. So here OS is equal to our AMI. AMI is nothing but Amazon Machine Image. Okay. And CPU is nothing but we call it as instance type. Okay. And hard disk is called EBS, Elastic Block Store. And RAM is same RAM. There is no change. And network card we call it as IP address here. And firewall is nothing but security group. So that's the reason just I want to do a comparative study so that we can understand better. Okay. So let me put it this one as EC2 conceptual overview. Is it clear?
Yeah.
EC2 conceptual overview. Always remember this, that's all. Clear? Any questions
Yeah.
here? Let me unplug this so that I can keep it. Okay, so come to our notepad. So we have understood, you know, what are the domains of AWS
Yeah.
and categorizations, and in each category what are the different services. There are many. I cannot give all this 170
Yeah.
here, right?
Yeah.
Just I've given some of the sample, okay, services that we have in every category, which we call it as domains. And what are the core services of AWS, without which there is no you know, cloud environment and people work on. So these are the mandatory or core services in AWS: EC2, VPC, S3, and relation database service. Okay. Next, we understood what is EC2, what are the features we have, and also we understood the conceptual understanding about EC2. We try to compare with our normal computer. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me write here saying that it's a computer. Otherwise, you may get confused. Okay. 1 second. Let me plug in. Okay. So I can put it as a computer. Okay. That's understood, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions for today? We are done.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
if you don't have any questions, let's stop for today. Again, we'll connect tomorrow, and we'll try to see, you know, the basics of Linux operating system. Okay. So that
Yeah.
we can move slowly towards, you know, our do a deep dive slowly. Okay. So
Yeah. Thanks.
after this Linux basics, then we try to do some, you know, EC2 installation on Windows and web server configuration on that one day. Similarly, EC2 configuration on Linux operating system, and also we do web server configuration. So that will take 2 days. Okay. And Better, I think today Wednesday, Thursday, tomorrow and day after tomorrow we can do that, right? Practicals, EC2
Yeah,
server
yeah,
on Linux and EC2 server on Windows. From Monday onwards, we can work on Linux basics, right? It will take 3 days.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So likewise, we proceed our sessions. Is it clear? Any questions, please?
Yeah, that's good. Thank you very much.
Okay, okay, thank you.